My name is Selasi Bokordedzi. I'm from Volta region of Ghana. And then I'm the Programs Officer, Finance and Admin for ASSN Secretariat based in Accra. The African Security Sector Network happens to be a client for an external audit firm named Mensah JB Associates, which performs both accountancy and audit service. So Rhoda, my former colleague, happened to be the outsourced accountant for ASSN. So in October 2016, she resigned, and then I happened to be the one to replace her. That's how I got to know of ASSN and what they do into details. So I joined ASSN fully in June 2020, after I resigned from Mensah JB Associates, the external auditors, in October 2019. Yes, that's how come I joined as a full-time staff. My biggest dream for Africa is to see Africa more developed so that most of our people will not migrate to the other European countries. At the ASSN, challenges in respect of maybe the finance side, in terms of maybe other CSOs trying them to understand what ASSN stands for and what they should also strive to achieve is a bit difficult because though we are all in Africa, we have diverse ways of doing things. And let me say the Secretariat, irrespective of whatever it has, it wants to, produce quality, deliver on quality. So that is one thing that our CSOs or partners, maybe not the real partners, but the local partners don't get. So at times you are doing your work, you want them to understand that, okay, I want you to produce this level of reports so that it will shoot the image so that it will project the image of ASSN in a way. And at times, because we are in human institution, especially with them, at times if you're pushing too hard, they might feel like, oh, why are you being too some way with them? So that's a challenge. So at times you need to have a way of going around it. Maybe I'll tell my immediate boss, Miss Jane, this is it. Then she would also involve Elon, who also comes, especially when it's a francophone aspect. You come and talk to them before we have a meeting. So it makes things look, way that other side will not feel like there's too much demand from the Secretariat. Well, let me talk of some of the achievements that we have done so far or we've attained so far. Okay, something like the Oxfam project, I think we were rated good overall, not only the finance, but the programs. There was some project that ended somewhere in 2020. We were rated good. So for me, it was a big achievement because to work with a donor and at the end you are rated good, I think it's something that projects the image of ASSN and it will go a long way. It's like we are building some goodwill. Though we have goodwill, we are building it again, like we are accumulating it. I think virtually everyone at the Secretariat, impressed me because the level of work, the staff and then the members of the Secretariat do, it's like you don't have any excuse, you just have to deliver. Because of the level of quality ASSN always strives to achieve, both at the programs level and then the finance level. So come to talk of it, my immediate colleagues that I work with, yes, because they are the first people that I meet. So let's say Miss Jane and Nelly. These two colleagues of mine, they always, they motivate me a lot. And then come to talk of Prof and Yangali, those that are a bit far away, but they are also working closer with the Secretariat. The level of work they equally do is something that you cannot even describe. ASSN's future, I think ASSN is highly reliable on donor funding. So for us to, speak about the future or maybe say something about the future, I think we need to work more on securing more of the funding and then partnering more with the European organizations to get funding to be able to carry out our mandates. Yes. So for the future of ASSN, it's not something I can easily or out of mind just say that this is, I can see the next 10 years ASSN will be in existence. I can't say that because it's heavily reliable on donor funding. And if donor funding comes like in a project that we can have like maybe 5 years, 10 years project, or let's say just 5 years, I can easily talk about it. But for now, it's something I can't really talk about. African donors, it also depends on the capacity in which those donors are operating. You know, when we talk of, you realize that when we talk of the peace and security, you can see the focus and everything. Though even ECOWAS somebody should be sponsoring ASSN or even AU, you realize that it's the Oxfam, the Court Date, and the people. So I think it also depends on the donors or the organizations that we have here in Africa. If they are willing to invest into maybe research into their security context of their countries or whatever. But for me, what I've seen so far is that it's mainly the European donors that are interested in this, the aspect that we are operating.